YoDa against San here in the GSL Code S. In the bottom left, in the yellow,
YoDa Prime.
Never thought I'd see the day where YoDa's on Prime, but it is a different world than the one we grew up in.
Trying to think of a YoDa quote. Besides, use the force. In the upper right, in the green, our Protoss player.
Yo Flash Wolf Sun.
Besides, use the force.
What else? What memorable stuff did YoDa say?
Said all sorts of stuff.
Like what?
He lived to be 850 years old, man. The amount of quotes he has, I can't even begin to. I don't even know. You want me to sum him up in 2 quotes on GSL Code S? You know what, Tasteless? That's like really not even thoughtful of you. You're actually like a ridiculous human. You have no respect. No respect. Greatest Jedi Master ever. You have no respect for him.
Was YoDa, in fact, the greatest Jedi Master?
The story tries to say things like, you know, Anakin had like a higher metachlorian count. Okay, shut up.
Oh, I hate it when
YoDa is the
yes,
YoDa is the best. Yes, it is a fact.
It's actually, it filled up pretty nicely here in the studio.
Yeah,
by the way.
we have a lot.
Day
of
one,
fans
it was
here.
a little bit more sparse.
Yeah, well, you know, this is Marine King is playing today. He's a big fan favorite.
Yep, absolutely.
Sulky has gathered a pretty good following as well. And of course, just StarCraft in general, the greatest game of all time. So if you're not watching it, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing, actually, if you're not watching this?
Well, of course, that's like a rhetorical question because anyone that hears it is watching.
That's true. This is just between us guys.
Yeah.
Those other people are bad. They're not watching.
Those are bad people. Those are bad men.
Yeah. So we have the barracks coming along here. It was a quick expand strategy from YoDa.
Yeah, the CC first, quite nice, especially if San doesn't get a second gas.
What do you think about San's build back there? Because we've actually never casted that build ever.
Yeah,
We've never done that.
He adapted really quickly to what was going on because he scouted the mothership core right away. But no, I never really see that, the 10 gateway into quick Twilight with a very fast mothership core scout. But I like things like a fast scout, so I kind of liked it. And the fact that he, like, that scout did a lot for him because he threw up the robo right away. He's like, oh, okay. And then he just crushed him because of it. So obviously that is a build that is going to be very cheese-proof. Like,
yeah,
think of any cheese. Is there any cheese that will beat that build? Not really.
Not really, no.
So I liked it. It was cool.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's kind of fresh.
One of the things I do like about San is he does have his own way of seeing the game.
Absolutely.
We do have a lot of pro gamers, and this is just what happens. I mean, obviously in any sport or competition, there's always the fact that the people who are at the very top, people are tending to emulate their play style. But when you have something like esports where people can check out the VODs, there's replays you can trade, you can play on a ladder all day, you really get a lot of people kind of, it's where we get the whole meta that we're talking about is, you know, okay, what's the trend that people are doing now? Because most players are doing X or Y, then you normally have to open up with A, B, or C. We've seen a lot of that, but San seems to be oftentimes using builds that are sort of outside the meta.
Yeah.
Which I really like.
Very true.
And oftentimes he can dictate the course of the game early on with that. So that was really cool to see him do that back there.
That is his style for sure, and that gives him a lot of power. And speaking of which, like, he made a Stargate and it's rallied behind his main, and sometimes that's a tell that someone wants to pool something like Oracles or Phoenixes. The fact that it's rallied there to start.
You can do that in this game, man.
And
look at that. Look, whoa, Miss Cleo, slow down. You are too good, Artosis.
Well, we'll see if he actually does it that way.
Are you from the future?
Yes, I am.
Wow, okay. Aren't you supposed to be saving Sarah Connor or something right now, not casting this man? Like,
no, I come from the future.
You travel back in time?
I found that GSL was actually the greatest show ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was actually you casting with someone else, and I decided to come back in time and kill that person. His name was Joe. People loved him.
You were
loved him.
You were great friends with him, Taste.
Thing is, I was going to take you out and do it with Joe.
Yeah.
But me and Joe didn't really get along, so we had to go.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Anyways, we have him going for the medevac.
That Oracle is on its way down, right?
I believe that is the Oracle,
that's the Oracle. And he is making a second Oracle, but he didn't, like, pool them.
Well, you know, the quicker the Oracle gets there, it could sometimes be the difference between 0 to 6 kills.
Well, if he can get kills with the Oracle, that's fantastic.
I think he will. Oh my God! There was nothing in the main, but he didn't know.
No. There's a Widow Mine behind the.
Oh, is there? Oh, I'm
yeah.
sorry. Okay, I didn't see that.
This is like every Terran does this all the time.
Puts
in
it
fact,
at the top of the command center.
He went in and then he turned around. I think he might be using the button to actually shift his view. That could be. If you're doing a build like this, we were talking about this actually on Wednesday, Tasteless, about how that is ridiculous to have to do, but maybe people are going to have to start doing this when they open Oracle.
Page up or page down?
Yeah, whatever it is that twists the thing. But
I believe it's page up, page down.
I think that's actually zoom in, zoom out.
No, yeah, that's right. What is it?
Like
I don't even know. We don't have a keyboard for us. What keys are those? I know where they are on the keyboard, but
I know where they are. But anyways, I think he just did that. And now he has 2 Oracles, and he's made a Phoenix. So he can do things like go in and lift that up. But we'll see how this goes anyways.
All right, he's attacking over here. Nexus Cannon's been triggered. I believe he got, what, 1 probe there?
Yeah.
So not too much.
Pretty ineffective. He forced a Nexus Cannon. That was mostly what it was for anyways.
And we have, once again, Blink being upgraded right now for San.
This is a funky game with San taking a 3rd base right now and 2 Oracles and a Phoenix that haven't done anything.
No.
And he's going Blink. It's like he does play his own way.
Something important to note with San, not only just the fact that he's got unusual play, he's a member of the team Yui Flash Wolves.
That's right.
That's actually not a Korean pro team.
No, it's not at all.
That is a Taiwanese team. Oh, hold up. Oh, the micro. Oh. Is he going to get that? Is he going to zap it? All right, there we go. You got to take out even more on the ground
Really
here.
good micro. Look at this micro.
This is
Holy
just beautiful, and he actually
crap.
will get the medevac. I didn't think he was for a second. He picks up. He's going to grab that and back out.
That micro was like intense.
Just to go back to what we were talking about.
Wow.
San's actually on a Taiwanese pro team.
That's right. Yeah.
And this really goes to show you, Korea, obviously the mecca of esports, but Taiwan, they're getting bigger and better. In esports. Esports is very big in Taiwan.
They've got some fantastic
and they got
players
some great,
down there too.
Great teams, great players, great events, great tournaments.
Yeah, Yin. There's quite a few players down there that are really good. But yeah, that micro, I'm like caught off guard by.
No, it was really nicely done.
Those Oracles didn't do anything offensively, and then he just turned them into defensive units and like kept them both alive for a very long time. Used the detection, like.
Oh my God, just barely out of range of that tank. Doesn't even actually know the tank's there. Okay, now he does. Now, we saw the offense be pretty good here from San.
Oh, my God. Is he going mech? He's going mech. YoDa's going mech.
Oh, my God.
Please don't kill him, San.
Please don't kill him, San. Tosis wants to see the mech work here. And unfortunately...
unfortunately for San, mech is the most
greatest cost-efficient thing in the world.
Some people say, you gotta say it right, some people say that mech is the most cost-efficient unit composition in the game. Okay, now, YoDa's going mech here. So, San basically, like, I don't know that he has a lot of practice against this because no one really goes mech. This is actually the funny thing with mech.
I feel like you just like mech because you just like to turtle, man. You're like, I feel safe.
Not just that, but it's cost efficient, which is what I like. I like to be cost efficient.
I can already look in your face, and I automatically see you 15 years younger back there, turtling. Tasteless has the whole map, but I can't end the game because Ro32 has like 50 turrets set up with siege tanks and siege mode.
And my units are so cost efficient.
Yes, you see, he's actually saying that out loud as he's playing too. He's saying it out loud to no one, not even his cat wants to hear it. Is that my units are so cost efficient and I'm so safe.
Cost efficiency is important. Okay, so it's mech against San right now. Now, here's the thing, guys. Like, no one, I don't think it just isn't solved yet. Basically, how to play against mech as Protoss. Like, obviously, you want to get a big economy going because it takes Terran a long time to get all their stuff mining, but the mech compositions, there's a lot of different ones that they can do. They can do like very Hellbat heavy, very Siege Tank heavy. They can mix in a bunch of Thors. They can go for ghosts or not ghosts. You know, there's a lot of ways to do mech. You know, they can have a bunch of Vikings or not. Like, it's hard to say exactly which composition will come out of YoDa and exactly how quickly he'll want to attack with it. You know, so I don't know exactly what San wants to do. Well, I can see that he's going Colossus plus a bunch of upgrades, which is okay, whatever. But what I'm trying to say is I don't know that this is solved.
He might just go for Colossus blink here.
Well, it's very mobile. It's very strong.
He can blink up and then walk up ramps. Here, let's talk about
Mech?
traditional mech here from Brood War, because I know a lot of our viewers are not. We're actually like 30. You're 31. We're old nerds.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of younger nerds that are watching that might not have followed StarCraft 1. But it was a weird thing that happened. Basically, people thought that TvP there was no way to win until people started actually making mechanical units.
Yeah.
Traditionally, you would think, okay, we have to make Marines. This is before, really early in RTS. We didn't know how this was all figured out. Let me continue that thought. Okay, not much is going to happen there. He's going to back out.
You can't break a mech player,
yes.
so you shouldn't be trying that.
So
the cost efficiency is too high on the mech side.
So what happened was people eventually said, well, wait a minute. What you can actually do is you could just make tanks and wall yourself in. And you have to keep in mind, this is back before people had even really figured out that you can actually wall yourself in. This is actually a safe thing to do. Damn! Whoa. That was a nice Widow Mine hit.
Yeah, it was.
Damn,
that
son.
was insane.
And we're going to have an Archon drop here.
That's cool. Probably a turret ring up.
Yep.
Yeah, see?
Oh, wow, that's... Well, the idea was cooler than the application.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much damage that Archon, double Archon is going to do. And look at that. You can't get inside of a guy's base suit mechs. So the way that Protoss were countering that, these guys that would turtle, is you can't attack Terran. So then Protoss takes the whole map. It becomes a really long, dramatic game.
Yeah.
And eventually it comes down to Terran pushing out and you trying to recall into their main with Arbiters. It's a really cool matchup the way it works out. And there's a lot of neat tricks both races can do in Brood War to trick each other. But in StarCraft 2, due to the fact the Marauders in the game, you don't need the mech. It's not a requirement anymore.
Yeah. And
although personally, I always thought mech was cooler to me than bio. But
well, I mean, that's actually a fact. That's not even
a fact.
opinion
Yes,
based.
excuse me, that's a fact.
It is cooler than bio
mech is
for certain.
Yes. And you can see right now San having some of the struggles. This is almost what it looked like for Protoss at pro levels right when mech was coming out, where you see the Protoss being like, how the hell am I supposed to get in here? I can't actually touch him.
It's
and the expanding obviously works different in Brood War than it does in StarCraft 2.
Well, it's very tough to get in. The turtled mech is like so cost efficient with the siege tanks in their siege mode, with the missile turrets up. Here we have defensive Widow Mines as well, some ghosts being made for EMPs. The few things, like as we've been saying, like in StarCraft 2, it's not figured out exactly what how you're supposed to play against mech. Like I could write a book on how to play against bio as Protoss, but against mech, there's a lot of ideas and stuff. It depends on what the Terran really wants to do with the mech. But we can talk about the late game because it looks like it's going to go to a pretty late game, right? And oftentimes what we've seen in late game is Tempest being added in. Of course, Psystorm can be very important. Colossus is a unit that you try to have in there, but you have to be careful. I guess when you get a bunch of Tempests, you don't have to be as careful. But this is actually
he's got
really
the right
good.
idea here. This is how you punish mech.
Oh
my God! There's almost no probes there now. The way that you can punish mech is that it's not mobile. The siege tanks are not mobile, so you can use the warp prisms, for instance, come in here, hit in all these different locations.
Well,
oh my God!
Ooh,
don't do that. Why did he do that? Look at Protoss' supply right now. It was not like that a few seconds ago. He dropped down to 122 supply now. Usually when Protoss makes a mistake like that, when you're meching, and this is just in general in StarCraft, if they run in there and you just get maybe all of your tanks to have one volley off, you can usually unsiege and just go across the map and kill them.
Yeah. You have to be
now,
careful.
The way to punish a mech player as the game's going on, ideally, and this is not, it's obviously easier said than done, is you want to pick off as many tanks in that whole process as possible. Because the tanks would take forever to get out.
Problem.
Yeah, it's the backbone, and you can see it here.
It's so just the siege tanks. They're overwhelming damage, and it gets like exponentially more powerful. Like one siege tank or two siege tanks doesn't do much, but you siege this many, and Immortals evaporate.
Yeah, it's just like so much damage. It's ridiculous.
Hardened shields no longer matter.
Who are you gonna call?
Ooh!
Oh, not those guys.
Feedbacks.
They got feedback. They got fedded back.
Yeah.
Their backs were fed. However you want to say it.
Well, let's
not say it like that.
No, probably
as
not.
I say it.
Probably not that. No.
No, probably not that.
All right. Well, this attack coming in is pretty scary stuff. those EMPs make it really scary as well. Now, these Hellbats, Immortals are not good against Hellbats.
I think he's just going to lose.
He's going to roll him over.
Too strong.
His unit composition is just cost efficient.
It's just stop it, please. Oh, you're so funny, Artosis.
I live for this.
Yeah, this is Artosis casting a mech game that's winning, man.
It's been less of a cast than just like talking about mech. Like, it's just,
no, you know, as much as I tease you, Artosis, I do love mech. I really do. Of
course
Anybody
you do.
from Brood War can appreciate the beauty of this.
Because you're not a coward. All right, so here we go. He is actually trying to come down and engage. Does throw down a Time Warp there. The Immortals coming in from the top. Thing is, there's not enough anti-air to actually keep these Colossi alive, so I guess be careful with that.
Wow, this is a lot of Immortals.
Yeah, that is a lot of Immortals, and they're doing a good job
You know when Artosis said that even Immortals die? Well,
they do,
they
but
definitely
this is
get
6
through
Immortals.
a lot. Yeah, this is pretty crazy.
That's a lot of Immortals.
Now, also keep in mind that there was a lot of tanks that was killed. This might not even matter. I won't say it because there's just too much coming up here.
Yeah, the Immortals did a pretty good job, but at the end of the day, like, with that many Vikings plus siege tanks make Stalkers very bad, which makes the Vikings easily kill off the Colossi. So Colossi is like, it's hard to use it correctly against a big composition like this. But it feels like it's needed because of the Hellbats. So yeah, I don't know. It's, again, this isn't quite figured out. Not enough people do mech regularly enough to at a high enough level.
Artosis is a caster, not a player, so we don't see it as much, you know.
Well, even on the ladder, this does not happen very often.
Yeah,
this is just like
pretty cool for YoDa to bring this out.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Love it.
Now he does have the Immortals, but that doesn't really do much here. I believe we should see him tap out.
Ooh,
hello.
This is really nice.
Actually, this is going to work, actually. He's actually going to hold this off. Let's see here. The tank count. Oh, we took the tab off the screen. We'll check that in a second here, but I'm really curious. GG, I was going to say, if the tank count got low enough, maybe he could start to bounce back. It does take forever to get those tanks out. YoDa making mech work, getting Artosis to be a little bit wiggly during that cast.
He's meching me happy.
I was watching Artosis cast that, guys. He was wiggling around a lot. He was really excited.
San just got mech'd.
Yeah.
M-E-K-T, mech'd.
Not wrecked, but mech'd.
That's right. It's the highest form of wrecked.
Yeah.
All right, so
I don't think we're going to see YoDa mech again, though. I don't think you do that twice at a best of 3. Uh-oh. Artosis is giving me the eyes.
No, the next map is Merry-Go-Round. I'd be pretty surprised. This is a really good map for Bio. Well, I guess every map is really, but, you know, Merry-Go-Round is not a map where I would suspect to ever see mech against Protoss. As much as I would love that and just worship YoDa forever if he would do it, but I expect him to play pretty standard here. Whereas San, I think he's going to have to do like a 1 or 2 base all-in here likely. Because taking that third can be very tough here.
Well, it's about to start here. Let's see if San does do it all, and I would like to see him do that as well.
I think it's smart for him to do something really, really aggressive, like maybe 2 base Blink Colossus. I really like that one on this map. Maybe a 2 base Blink all-in, just straight up Blink. There's a few different things he could do.
Man,
Immortal push. Those are popular again.
The winner of this does go on against Marine King in our winners match. That's where we're going to find out who's going to be the first to get out of this group. The final game here of our second best of 3 is about to begin.